Hello, and welcome to the Tavern Chat Podcast. I am your host, Eric Tenkar, your bartender in the OSR, your main proprietor at the Tenkar's Tavern blog, Discord server, MeWe group, Facebook group, Instagram, and Twittering. I think I did that in pretty much all one fucking breath. Yes, folks, I am home from the hospital. I was there, I guess, was it 14 days? I guess it wasn't quite.
Exactly.
Yeah, 14 days. So, I want to thank Chris Stodgill for keeping the blog site alive. Tip of my hat. Looks like I might be doing a lot more work with Chris. So, if you've been enjoying his posts, let him know. I do appreciate everything he's done. And I appreciate all the goodwill from my listeners and, dare I say, fans. And to those individuals that, in my congenital heart failure, right? Congenital. Well, in my case, my genitals were swollen. Congestive?
Yeah, congested would make sense.
In any case, my heart failure that hospitalized me for 2 weeks. The last couple of days were like a holding pattern. To those that had, I've been told by third parties that some individuals on Facebook wished me ill, as in, 6 feet under ill.
Oh, so who needs to be sorted out?
Well, they can go fuck themselves. But, and of course, good old Frank M. Frank had, it was like he could not gather any goodwill because, all the activities I've done against Frank. Frank doesn't realize.
He needs a psychiatric hospital for 2 weeks is what he needs.
No, Rage, he needs assisted. No, he's been assisted. He needs a nursing home and meds. Okay? But, yes, I am all piss and vinegar, but I am about 60 pounds less piss. Just a lot more vinegar left in me. Because apparently my water retention was about 60 pounds. And that's just a lot of... That's a lot of piss. So, but I am back. Now, something to talk about is that Gen Con is basically a dodo bird this year. Gen Con has canceled, which is wise. It's like North Texas RPG Con, Dallas, the state of Texas, they're all like fucking not willing to make these calls. If you can't have a church wedding, then how the hell are you going to have, or more than 10 people? How are you going to have a fucking gaming convention or any kind of convention? But apparently, that shit doesn't rate. So listen, folks, just so you know, and Rach kind of knows this, but she probably thought I was all bullshit when I said this. But Rach and I are going to be doing a once-a-week episode on Gamers Health, basically. All right?
Health and Wellness Corner.
Health and Wellness Corner. I'm looking at, again, I pitched away 60 pounds, thank God. But I got 3 stents put in, 3 blockages cleared, and I got to go back 2 weeks for another procedure. All right? It puts your life in perspective. And if God is going to, and forgive me for being religious, folks, but if God's going to give me this second chance, then I'm going to use it to the best of my abilities. And the soapbox that I have, besides the blog, is this podcast. So what I'm thinking about, and I'm going to try how quickly we get this up and running, is that Rach and I will do a once-a-week episode of Health and Wellness, Gamers Health and Wellness, as part of the Tavern Chat Podcast. Now, if it gets really, a good fan base, a good listenership, maybe we can break it off as its own total podcast, but we'll set aside one day a week. We're gonna still talk gaming. Don't get me wrong. We're going to talk things like physical health, things you can do. We're not going to overwhelm you, all right? We're talking the little steps that lead to big steps. And Rachel will be able to talk to you not just about that, but some mental health aspects, how you can bring meditation into your life, how you can clear out some upsetting thoughts. So maybe even discuss some yoga poses that might put you in a good spot. This is the game plan. All right. Of course, everything is subject to change upon meeting the enemy. And although I don't know who the enemy is, no plan ever goes as planned. It's not in a real world. So, I can't stress this enough, folks. I really can't. Because I was in the hospital for 2 weeks. I got to say, St. Francis Heart out in Long Island, New York. Probably one of the finest hospitals out there. The staff is fucking amazing. Whether it's the people that are environmental services cleaning your rooms, the nurses, nursing assistants, the doctors, tech, everybody is spot on.
They have full control over the whole place.
Yeah.
It's wild.
They really, really, you really feel like you are not just a slab of meat coming through looking to get fixed, that people actually care about you. Unless, of course, you're an asshole. In which case, one of my roommates, not going to name him.
Poor bastard.
Yeah.
His name is Poor Bastard.
But thank God most of my time I didn't have a roommate, which is pretty amazing too. But I just feel a need to give back. I've got a second chance at life. We don't all get that. And this is my way of giving back. Folks, if you have thoughts and ideas of what you'd like us to discuss when it comes to this podcast within a podcast that we're going to be doing, please, you can drop an email at 10cars.tavern@gmail.com. You can leave a voicemail here on Anchor. You can even leave one on the Google number, which I can't fucking tell you what it is right now because I'm recording this from my phone in what we historically call Rachel's yoga room. But tomorrow I'll get back to proper broadcasting. Podcasting. Actually sitting at my desk, which I probably haven't done in a month and a half. I want to thank everybody for all the support. The support was overwhelming. The people that wished me ill publicly, and I'm sure there are people that wished me ill privately, and that's their fucking right. You know, if Gareth and...
What kind of an idiot would wish somebody negatively in public?
Well, it's the same...
What kind of a desperate loser?
Well, apparently it's people in a certain Facebook community that were upset that how dare I call out Bob II about his update.
Racist.
Yes. How dare I call out his latest update on Kickstarter from a hospital room when I should be doing, I shouldn't be angering, I guess, the gods of gaming from the hospital room. I should just be like, silent. And if you all fucking know who I am, how I am, one thing I don't do.
That would be a racist perspective.
Well, what it is, Rach, and I'll be honest with you, is just this idea that certain people who have a history in the community, the gaming community, where their fathers did.
Oh,
okay.
Not even his own.
Well, his father, Bob's father is the one that was the founder or co-founder of Judges Guild. Bob II just kind of inherited the IP, and he had done some work, but he wasn't integrally involved in the company. He didn't create it.
Yeah.
So, but some people get their, they feel like you're pissing in their cornflakes. Which, again, 60 pounds of urine coming out of me.
It's gotta go somewhere.
So maybe I was pissing in somebody's cornflakes, but the feeling is, how dare you say anything bad about these people we're putting up on a pedestal. And, when you put people up on a pedestal, you know what happens? They will fall and people get injured. Not just them, but the people that put them up there. And it's not a good thing. Your heroes are not perfect, folks. And showing their failures and foibles is making them human. There's nobody in gaming, including Gary, and some people can be like, oh no, Gary's got no. Gary was certainly the inspiration that took role-playing games to the level that they did. And God bless him. All right? He wasn't a perfect man. He would have told you that himself. So if you think that people out there that are held in high esteem for work they did 30 years ago, 40 years ago, you're seeing things with rose-colored glasses. And I'm not saying don't like their work. I'm not saying don't like the person. Some of the people from back then are worthy of being liked. And that's because they are good people. Mm-hmm. And then you have others that just aren't good people. And you don't have to like them to like their works. Or if you like their works, you don't have to like them. You know what I'm saying? All right, this is the biggest rambling I've done in a fucking long time. And you know what? There's a lot of cursing that used to come out of me too, because I was the poster child of the perfect patient for those 2 weeks. And my cursing was limited. So you're getting a lot of that shit right now. I do apologize. Zudrak, if you're listening with your son, hey, little Mike, Mike the Third, I apologize. But, fuck it. It's what happens, man. You listen to an adult podcast, you get the F-bombs, man. You get the F-bombs. Oh, and one other thing that's possibly going to be a more or less regular feature, talking crit with Mike Ballato. Yeah. So probably after I settle in, get all my doctor's appointments lined up as ducks in a row, and Mike finishes with North Texas, which is going to be happening in a week where I go for my second procedure. And North Texas is going to be virtual. After that, we're going to bring back Talking Crit. So if you like Mike Ballato, you like to hear us interact, you'll have that. Maybe we can do it another once a week feature. Folks, as always, maintain that social fucking distance. I was lucky. The wing in the hospital I was in was COVID-free as of the day before I was hospitalized. Before that, they had no COVID-free areas. COVID patients and regular patients were mixed. It was, I was told by staff it was not a pleasant experience. So, yeah, there you go. Maintain that social distance, 6 feet. Wash your fucking hands. Don't go kissing strangers. I'm just, throwing it out there because what the fuck, why not? And, folks, be good to each other. Take care of the people in your neighborhood that aren't able to take care of themselves. The elderly, the sick, the infirm. It goes a long way. All right, folks, on that note, I'm going to bid thee good night, adieu, and I'll be back tomorrow. Later, folks.